Chalo. Let's try to understand what is anthropology. Anthropology is basically the study of man in time and space, or as Vaids defines it, anthropology is the study of physical and cultural evolution and diversity. One single topic called inbreeding is mentioned 4 times, directly or indirectly. तो syllabus बहुत haphazard है. उसके लिए we have reorganized the syllabus, and you can collect the syllabus booklet from the first cabin, and to the online students, the syllabus booklet will be sent to you along with your study material. Okay, so welcome to the family. First thing first, when you are here, you are part of the family. Any difficulty you are facing related to your UPSC preparation or personal, I am there to help you guys out. Anything you are struggling with, you can always call it, be it personal or academic. Okay. Now, the course that you have joined is called Comprehensive Classroom Course, not a foundation course. Foundation course, मेरे हिसाब से it's a gimmick. Everyone comfortable with Hindi? Anyone who does not, please. Everyone, okay. Yes. So here your foundation course, and it's a gimmick just to get away with their responsibility. कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट आप ज्वाइन करते हो तो उनका काम है कि आपको कोच करें, आपको तैयार करें, बट बाय नेमिंग इट फाउंडेशन कोर्स, दे आर जस्ट अपनी जिम्मेदारियों से भाग रहे हैं. यू हैव टू बी रेडी फॉर द एग्जाम. So the course should be comprehensive. What they do in the name of foundation course, they give you lectures, not classes, lectures. Different. Here, what you will have is classes along with which you will be doing answer writing practice, where you will not just be writing, you will also be evaluated. I'll be sharing the evaluation mechanism just in a while. Okay. Along with that, you get test series that is a part of the course, in which you have total of 16 tests, 12 are sectional and 4 are comprehensive. Okay. Along with that, you have post prelim support. Once you qualify prelim, we have a specific program where we have a total of 16 sessions where all your doubts, any gap areas are addressed, and the recent trends that are shared. If you have been following on our reels, the predictions that were made about Australopithecus and Neanderthal being asked, thankfully UPSC obliged. Okay. So this way we will we prepare you in a concrete manner for them. And this year I'm pretty sure we will be definitely having student scoring 300 plus. लास्ट ईयर यूपीएससी ने बहुत अच्छा काम नहीं किया है सारे ऑप्शनल्स को बुरी तरह हैमर करके. I have heard of only 2 people who have qualified who scored more than 300. And there is one guy we have met, I think he must have joined or not, I'm not very sure. He scored 302 in geography, but because of weakness in mains, he could not qualify. Anyhow, that means you have to take things parallelly. Then you also get interview guidance, mock interviews, and you have the facility to repeat all this till you qualify. I have students from 2019, 2020, even there's a girl from 2017 who is connected with us. बीच में कुछ वजह से प्रिपरेशन छूट गई. There are XYZ reasons. They got into a you know group B service, or they decided to. No, most people have this conception that introductory class में you gloat about your institute. That's what people do. But यहाँ ऐसा नहीं होगा. We'll be strategizing with you, and whoever feels individually you want to strategize, you can always reach out to me. You have Bharat sir, you have Avnish sir, there are mentors. Okay? You can reach out to them and prepare your individual strategy. Okay? And obviously group strategy, we keep on discussing it. Okay? So like I discussed, all this is included in the course. Often people are coming to me and saying, sir, test series की फीस कितनी है? And to them I reply कि यार बहुत पैसे हैं तो मेरी एनजीओ को डोनेट कर दो. वैद सर का एक स्कूल का इनिशिएटिव है जो ongoing है, and obviously सेल्फ फंडेड इनिशिएटिव. कहीं से we are yet to get any funding, so फंड्स का इशू रहता है. So make sure that the test series का फायदा उठाओ. ठीक है? Because the questions that we prepare during the classes, we have you can say the questions are model questions, model answers. अपने खुद model answers आप prepare करेंगे, and with some tweaking you can put them in the exam straight away. Okay? Intro, conclusion change किया, and you can just write them in the final UPSC mains exam. But there are many questions that are overlapping across sections also. Okay? Like paper 1 and paper 2 overlap हो जाता है, not just inside the paper 1 or inside the paper 2. तो उनके लिए आपको टेस्ट सीरीज देना is quite advisable. Plus, टेस्ट सीरीज helps you check your readiness for the UPSC mains exam. कि आप कितना तैयार हैं, कितने आपको मार्क्स मिलते हैं, आप कितना पेपर कर पाते हैं. All these things. Because आप लोगों से किसी ने आज तक 250 मार्क्स का पेपर 3 घंटे में नहीं दिया. The maximum you guys have done is 100 marks, even many cases 70 marks. है ना? Most cases rather, क्योंकि practical सब जगह अप्लाई होने लगे. So what you need to do is, first thing today is know about your writing speed. Writing speed अपनी पता होनी चाहिए आज कितनी. Just memorize, रट्टा मार लो 400-500 वर्ड्स का. कोई न्यूज़पेपर से आर्टिकल उठाओ, बिल्कुल 15-20 बार उसको गा जाओ, रट जाओ, एंड इन फ्लो लिखने की कोशिश करो. ठीक है? In 14 minutes, what you write is the word limit for a 20 mark. Accordingly, you can adjust for 15 and 10 marks. ठीक है? ये एक्सरसाइज आज आप लोगों को सबको करनी बहुत जरूरी है. दैट वे ओनली आगे की जो आपकी स्ट्रैटेजी है वो उस पर डिपेंड करेगी. मान लो तुम अगर ऐसा करते हो कि नहीं अपनी स्पीड चेक करते एंड यू आर राइटिंग आंसर्स इन जो 380 वर्ड्स और so 360 380 वर्ड 20 मार्क, and turns out your writing speed is merely 320, what will happen? पेपर छूट जाएगा, है ना? And most people, when they are giving their so-called first mains, we don't call it first mains, we call it final mains. एक ही बार मेंस देना पास होना. ठीक है ना? कोई टेस्टिंग नहीं चल रही है कि एक बार दे देते हैं फिर दूसरी बार दे देते हैं, पंचवर्षीय योजना बनाते हैं. दैट्स नॉट द वे वी शुड अप्रोच. पहली बार एग्जाम दो, पूरी तैयारी के साथ दो, without any ifs and buts. Still, you may face something unexpected, undesired. So what you do is you take another attempt. ठीक है? 2 अटेम्प्ट आप लोगों के लिए काफी होना चाहिए अपनी डिजायर्ड रैंक तक पहुंचने के लिए. दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड डू. ऐसा नहीं है कि प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम दे के देख लेते हैं, वो सब नहीं करना चाहिए. द रीजन इज देयर इज कपल ऑफ रीजन. फर्स्ट इज यूपीएससी का एक अनसेड रूल है that when you are appearing for interview for the very first time, you are considered intelligent. Okay? And that intelligence is rewarded in terms of lenient marking. आराम से 10 से 15 मार्क्स का अंतर बन सकता है इजीली. एंड इस साल की अगर आप लोगों ने मार्कशीट देखी होगी, आई डोंट नीड टू टेल यू 10-15 मार्क्स कितना बड़ा नंबर है. एक एक रैंक, एक एक मार्क्स पे 10-10, 15-15, 20-20 आंसर. So this advantage you should not be losing, right? Then or second is when without mains preparation, you are appearing for prelim, there is a big chance that you will not sneak. अगर कुछ भगवान का आशीर्वाद है, कुछ कुंडली में लिखवा के आए हो, that's the difference है. Otherwise, not one. Because mains, it used to be objective, it used to be factual. Objective तो खैर अभी भी है. It used to be factual, but these days it's quite analytic. These days it's quite analytic. तो मेंस की प्रिपरेशन अच्छी नहीं है तो प्रीलिम्स होना मतलब ना के बराबर. नोटेड अपूर्वा. ओके. So what you have to do is make sure by 31st January your preparation should be complete for all 6 papers, 4 of general studies and 2 of optional and so. अगर ये तैयार है then only you should go for that year prelim. Reason being next 100 days आपको prelims को देना ही है factually oriented तैयारी करने के लिए. ठीक है. Not factually objective तैयारी करने के लिए. तो अगर वो नहीं दे पाओगे तो फिर प्रीलिम्स सफर कर सकता है. So that is the way we are going. Let's talk about anthropology. Who has heard about anthropology before they started their UPSC endeavors? How come? And you were always no inclined towards UPSC. तभी पता लगा था. अलग से पता लगा. And what about we didn't get to introduce. What's your name? Divit. Divit कहाँ से हो? ना दिल्ली से. तो दिल्ली अप डाउन करोगे? करेक्ट. कितना 1.5 घंटे का रास्ता है? हाँ. ओके. भाई चलो. Let's try to understand what is anthropology. Anthropology is basically the study of man in time and space, or as Vaids defines it, anthropology is the study of physical and cultural evolution and diversity of human beings. Anthropology studies physical and cultural evolution and diversity, physical and cultural evolution and diversity of human beings. No, your syllabus can be broadly divided into 5 parts, and there is a complaint which we practitioners of anthropology have with UPSC. उस syllabus बहुत haphazard बनाया हुआ है. Like you have physical anthropology in 1.5, 1.6. Okay. You have archaeology there also, and then suddenly you have social, point number 2 to 8, and then again physical will come up. One single topic called inbreeding is mentioned 4 times, directly or indirectly. So syllabus बहुत haphazard है. उसके लिए we have reorganized the syllabus, and you can collect the syllabus booklet from the first cabin, and to the online students, the syllabus booklet will be sent to you along with your study material. Okay. So syllabus broadly is divided into 5 parts. You have socio cultural. You have physical or biological. Then you have archaeology. And then in paper two, this overlap, archaeology overlaps with both paper one and paper two. This is completely paper one. And finally, you have the bread and butter of anthropology, tribal India. And these two are totally paper three. Now, I told you that anthropology studies evolution and diversity, physical and cultural. I'll be happy if you can complete my sentence with echoes that you are able to follow through. So, first let's talk about physical evolution and diversity. So, under the physical anthropology, you have first general evolution, how it happens. General evolution, how it happens. And then basically here we talk about meiosis, mitosis, these terms I hope you are familiar with. Then we talk about chromosomes, how they lead to evolution of certain traits. Okay? All that we play properly. And then we talk about specific evolution, that is of humans. And this part is what you call as fossil evidence. Hmm? Along with this, we also study our cousins, evolutionary cousins, under the head of primates. बोल दो. Correct? So here we are studying evolution. Talking about diversity, we have topics like race, ecology, growth. Such topics are there that study the diversity, physical diversity. Like, people who are from hilly regions, they have a better stamina, okay, because of their environment they have adapted to it. Okay, that we study under ecology. Okay. And we know people in Tibet region, they have separately evolved. They are having certain traits that no normal people living in plains do not have. Similarly, we have some women from South Korea who can dive into negative temperatures. जो पानी का टेम्परेचर है 0 डिग्री से कम होता है and they can dive, no, scuba dive without any equipment. We're talking about all those things. So such variations are studied. So we talked about physical evolution. We talked about physical diversity. Now, talking about cultural evolution. Cultural evolution we study under the head archaeology or prehistory. Prehistory. And we study it under both the heads, world archaeology and Indian archaeology, where we are studying the cultural evolution of men. When I'm saying men, I mean human beings. We are studying cultural evolution of man across the world like from our early ancestors, how we evolved. अरे ठीक है यार, early ancestors, how we evolved, how we started using different tools. Okay? Like there's a tool called cleaver, there's a tool called chopper. Tools बताना. These are some of the stone tools. Okay? Like जब हम लोग इवॉल्व होने लगे, ग्रुपिंग्स में इकट्ठे होने लगे, somehow we were able to गड्ढा कर दिया, एक बहुत बड़ा गड्ढा कर दिया, उसमें डरा के हाथी को, मैमथ को पहुंचा दिया. एंड देन हुआ क्या, वो अंदर तो गिर गया पर मरा नहीं. फिर क्या किया, बहुत बड़ा पत्थर लेके आए, सिर पे मार दिया, मर गया. और अब उस इतने बड़े हाथी को खाएंगे कैसे? तो वी नीड टूल. यू हैव चॉपिंग टूल जो काटा जाए, यू हैव क्लीविंग टूल जो बोन से मीट को छीलता है. इस तरह के डिफरेंट टूल्स. ठीक है. देन यू हैव टूल्स लाइक these tools were collected by Sir during his research. You have tools like hand axe. Axe सुन के आपको लगता है ना कि काटने वाला. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. इट्स यूज फॉर डिगिंग पर्पसेस. ठीक है. जैसे यू हैव मेनी रूट्स दैट आर एडिबल. नेम एनीवन. पोटैटो इज अ रूट. करेक्ट. ठीक है. मेनी रूट्स आर देयर दैट आर. ऑनलाइन बच्चे प्लीज फील फ्री टू इंटरैक्ट. यू कैन अनम्यूट एंड इंटरैक्ट प्लीज, आई रिक्वेस्ट. ठीक है. So this is basically hand axe where we use for digging purposes. है ना. Even no, small insects and other things that can be dug out for eating purposes. तो इसके लिए यूज होता है. So this we are going to study under prehistory, that is cultural evolution. And cultural diversity we are going to study under the socio-cultural force. Cultural diversity will study under social. Now, under socio-cultural, how we will study the diversity? We have certain institutions, कुछ संस्थान एग्जिस्ट करते हैं हमारी सोसाइटी में जो वी फाइंड इट एवरीवेयर. ठीक है. लाइक मैरिज, यू हैव फैमिली, किनशिप इज देयर, बंधुत्व. ठीक है. देन यू हैव इकोनॉमिक इंस्टीट्यूशन, ट्रेडिंग, बार्टर, यू हैव पॉलिटिकल इंस्टीट्यूशन, you have religion. So we try to study their diversity, their universality. Okay? So such things we study under socio-cultural. First we study culture. We study under culture, we study different institutions. Like you have marriage, you have kinship, etc. etc. Okay? So all this we will be studying under paper 1 majorly, except for the Indian anthropology part. This is for paper 2. So basically, if you look at it, paper 1 is talking about the theoretical part of the subject. Any optional you look into in UPSC, paper 1 is pretty much the theoretical part, and paper 2 is the application part. Theory is not in the sense that you have totally in social sciences, and not totally as you have in formal sciences. They are the cusp of both. Yeah? दोनों का you can say amalgamation you can say. Right? And now paper 2 talks about Indian anthropology. Here, first we talk about Indian cultural development. Anyway, these days there is a lot of information that you have been receiving. अगर थोड़ा सा भी एंशियंट हिस्ट्री को लेके, नॉट एंशियंट, प्री हिस्ट्री को लेके, प्रोटो हिस्ट्री को लेके अगर थोड़ा सा भी आपको इंटरेस्ट है, So you must be following new sites of Indus Valley civilization. Okay? Now it's called Indo-Saraswati civilization. Okay? Because it's found out that the Gaggar canal is the remains of the river Saraswati. And I'm very happy to share a student of ours who qualified last year, 400 something rank, Amisha Yadav. उसकी MSc thesis का ये ही dissertation था. And along with her, many others, obviously, bigger names have concluded with that. Fine. So such things we talk about. Proto-history we talk about. We also talk about pre-history. Proto-history और pre-history ये दो अलग-अलग terms हैं. Okay? Anyone who is able to differentiate? Anyone who has read Ancient India NCRT? Anyone who has read Ancient India NCRT? नहीं? बताओ नीलांश, any difference you observe in pre-history and proto-history?
सर प्री हिस्ट्री में रिटन एविडेंस कहीं नहीं है, प्रोटो हिस्ट्री में रिटन एविडेंस मिला है बट डिसाइफर नहीं हुआ है. तो
And history is where you have written evidences and they have been deciphered. Okay? So this no distinction you must always remember. You have prehistory, you have proto-history, and you have history. So only one civilization comes under proto-history, that is your Indo-Saraswati civilization. Then before that, we also have many sites from the earlier time period, say lower Paleolithic, middle Paleolithic, upper Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic. No, these are the time periods in which it is divided, and we try to understand how the cultural developers are happening in the country. What is Indian anthropology? We try to understand the social diversity, the social components of the society. Like in Indian society, I'm not talking Hindu, I'm talking Indian. That is the truth. In Indian society, you are supposed to follow four ashramas. You have Brahmacharya, you have Grihastha, you have Vanprastha, and you have Sannyasa. Okay? These four ashramas are there. Then there are further concepts like great tradition, little tradition. Like all of you have played cricket. क्रिकेट सबने खेला होगा, ठीक है. बट वैसे नहीं खेला होगा सबने जैसे एक्चुअल में जो आप स्टेडियम में मैचेस में देखते हैं. ठीक है. विकेट की जगह कहीं दीवार पे लाइन बन गई, कहीं ईंटों का पाइल बन गया, कहीं बैट की जगह वो कपड़े धोने वाली थापी होती है वो आ गई, कहीं छोटे होता स्कूल में खेल रहे हैं तो लंच फॉइल से बॉल बन गई, एंड आपका बुक या कोई हार्ड कार्डबोर्ड उससे आप खेल रहे हैं. तो फ्रॉम अ ग्रेट ट्रेडिशन, द ग्रेट रूल्स, यू आर कमिंग डाउन एंड मेकिंग योर ओन. लाइक एक बहुत कॉमन चीज होती थी, वन टेप वन हैंड. याद है किसी को? वो इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में तो नहीं होता, वैसे लोकल ट्रेडिशन भी ट्राई एंड अप्लाई दैट. ठीक है. So this is one thing. ठीक है. These things you will be studying. You will be studying about ashramas, you will be studying about uh, great and little tradition. You will be studying about concepts like varna, jati, caste, and its impact on society. These many things. Okay? And lastly, we have tribal India. Why I called it the bread and butter of anthropologists? Because when the discipline started, we realized that anthropologists, we realized that we have to study these so-called tribal societies. I'm calling it so-called because this particular word, tribal, has now been rejected. And because the definition of the word tribal, I don't think it will be very, it will be confusing for you to discuss as of now. So I'll better skip it. But these tribal societies, they were vanishing because of the increasing imperialism, colonialism, okay, globalization, westernization, industrialization. Because of these things, they were. So because of these things, we had to study. We decided that we will study these societies, and they became our bread and butter. First, first we will discuss about the type, geographical distribution of the tribe. Geographical distribution. Okay. Then we will study about different constitutional provisions, different constitutional provisions that we have. Only after understanding the geographical diversity, we'll be able to understand their problems. For example, there is one very prominent issue in news about the Great Nicobar project. Heard about it, right? The Great Nicobar project. And that project, it is like you can say, mm, death warrant for the tribe, particularly the tribe Tompen. Okay. The tribe living there is Tompen. It's like a death warrant. If they are having that development, they have been living in those places, those islands for thousands and thousands of years. And if you destroy their environment, their way of living will be destroyed. And ultimately, the tribe will be destroyed. Okay. So these things we study under the head of tribal area. It looks very slim. तीन टॉपिक दिख गए बहुत आसान है but the amount of reading that you guys will be doing in tribal India is more than what you will be reading for the other sources. So I have tried to give you a gist of the entire syllabus here, and I hope that was enriching for you because you need to understand the syllabus before you approach it. And in the beginning of every section, I'll be coming and explaining what is the demand of the section, what is the need of the section, and all these things.